Giving chase to Raedric, Leaf set out for Munster to rescue his companions. But while making his way along the shore, he passed near a small settlement, a coastal village by the name of Wise?
Is? I don't know. Is?
Oh. I think so. There's like a series with that name, isn't there? It's like...
Maybe. I mean, like, Little Monster uses the localized names, which were added in Heroes. I know you don't like Heroes, but it's the most canon thing we have right now.
Low standards, my guy. Low standards.
I mean, but no one else has bothered to localize the Thracia names until Heroes came along, so, you know, it's the only really, like... I assume that if they ever remake Thracia, they'll stick with the Heroes localizations, or maybe the localization team will be like, just screw it, I'm gonna make up
or they'll change it again, because that's happened before as well.
Munster? Nah, Meonster. That's gonna be...
Meonster, I love that.
Orson? Othian? Othianus? Yeah, that's gonna be the new name, isn't it?
It's just gonna call him, like, Xander or something.
Yeah. Bucks. Is this kind of body count really necessary? We're here to make coin, not get everything that moves. Look here, smart Alec. We got a nice division of labor going. I don't tell you how to plan your strategies and whatnot. You don't tell me how to go about plundering. Oh, and if it's them Freeblade folk you're worried about, we already saw to them. The boss tipped off the Empire that the Leonster boy was hiding with him. Leonster boy? Wait, you mean Leaf, the prince? Are you certain of this? Sure am. The boss grabbed one of the village folk and used his talents with a knife to loosen his tongue. Stubborn fella, though. Might have survived if he talked sooner. He resorted to torture, did he? Ha! You're one to talk. Boss says you're the one that taught him everything he knows about interrogating. There's a reason you ain't with the church no more, mate. Damn it, Lethus. You become more trouble than you're worth. It's time we parted ways. I just need to make contact with the Leonster heir, and then Lethus is disposable. Now, how should I go about this? Well, before anything else, I must alert my benefactor. What a nice character. Hope we don't end up with him in our army.
I actually don't remember why he worked with Lethus in the first place.
Augustus is a bit of a shady character, but I think he had his reasons. I don't remember. Commander, over here. That village is being raided. That is Lethus's crew by the look of it. They've been quite quiet as a mouse for a while, but I guess they move fast. And we have to move faster. We cannot stand by and allow this to happen.
Wow. Sweet and short.
Chapter 2 intro was always, like, very short, but I guess it's almost treated as if a bit of a side story almost, because it's kind of like on the way.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, it's not a main thing. It's like a side quest for Leaf, I guess, in a way, but it ends up being pretty important in the end because, you know, without this, he would never have the warp staff.
Yep, that's true. So yeah, welcome to the second chapter. This one's a bit of a breeze compared to the first one. There's not really that many enemies here. More pirates will show up eventually, but considering we're sort of playing for turn count, that probably won't be an issue. It's a couple of pirates.
The chapter harder than the first one. I don't know about you.
The first chapter isn't very hard, but yeah, no, there's some things that can go wrong here, but for the most part, it's a chapter you can clear very quickly. The boss of this chapter is Bucks. He's just looking for some money, man. And this is the first boss that it's like really hard to kill without the flame sword. The previous boss, I think you could have smacked him with the hammer, but this guy, I mean, like, he has basically 18 defense thanks to the gate. So if you don't use the flame sword, I don't really know how to defeat this guy regularly. I guess it can be done, it just requires some crits or something.
Yeah, I think Finn with the Brave Lance can crit him and sort of kill him. You can use the Iron Blade too, that will also do some damage with Avel. Leaf does some damage with Lightbrand, but Leaf gets one-rounded, I think, at base level, because he has so little speed.
Yeah, so he has 0 AS, whereas Bucks have 10, so yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, we're gonna review the rest of the free blades now, starting with everyone's favorite daddy. We got Dagdar.
Rip my guy.
Dagdar, yeah. I know we both got him killed, didn't we? So Dagdar is an absolute beast of a unit. He's a pre-promoted warrior. His stats are insanely high. Look at that. Look at the bulk he has. 43 HP, 10 defense. Like, this guy, it's hard to get him killed. It can be done, I've heard, but it's very hard in the early game. And Dagdar's bases are very welcome at this stage during the game. He is a unit that can very reliably capture. Reason why is because he comes with a cost, which is really good in this game. If he has more AS and HP than his opponent, he'll just get another round of combat, and this means most of the enemies he goes up against in the early games. This means Dagdar just gets a second round of combat, which basically is the same as attacking twice. He'll take an extra hit too, but thanks to his bulk, he doesn't really care as much. This can be a bit of a double-edged blade against ballistas and siege tomes, but you just don't put him in range. He should be okay. Dagdar is crazy. He's one of those units, I think, that early on in Thracia's history, everyone was like, oh, so bad. And then, like, everyone's, like, just suddenly shifted their opinion to, like, oh, wow, really good unit. He does leave for a little bit, like so many other units, and comes back later, but, like, Dagdar's bases will carry you through a very stupidly large portion of the game. And I still find him useful to field, like, even in the mid to late game. 4 out of 5 stars. Really solid Mega Jaken.
Yeah, Dagdar is insane. I don't know how he was ever so underrated. I guess people were just looking at growths too hard, you know, like, you know, his final stats would be kind of bad, because his growths are garbage.
Yeah.
But he destroys everything. I did like a very elaborate analysis on his speed in particular at one point, because 9 isn't very high for a level 6 promoted warrior, but it does actually outspeed a lot of enemies for like most of the game, so a cost alone will let him double with that. And there's like a significant amount of enemies that just have 5 speed or less, so you can double those as well. His con is enormous, so he can use almost any axe without being weighed down or getting weighed down a little bit. His starting inventory is like hammer and hand axe is kind of annoying, but if you do give him the brave axe, he gets in like 8 hits against so many enemies, even when captured or something. It's stupid how often he gets to attack. So that makes him like a very reliable capturing on the level of Finn. And that's very nice for this chapter if you want to get some normal iron axes, because you don't want to use the brave axe for everything if you're playing a little bit slowly. And just having an iron axe or 2 is nice to have, or Sonora Halvin 2, because they're just going to run out at some point. So I like to use him to capture a couple of iron axes for that. He gets supports from, I believe, Tanya and Avel both, and I mean, Tanya will be with Dagdar for most of the game, Avel will not be, so that cuts into his options a little bit. But those can be helpful because sometimes the hit is a little shaky, and like having a higher hit chance and also a higher crit chance can really help Dagdar make up for some misses every once in a while. But yeah, as long as you have to do combat, Dagdar is pretty much your man for most of the game. As I said for like Orson and other combat gods, at some point combat is not the most important thing anymore, and Dagdar kind of takes a backseat. He's actually kind of in trouble against some like dark mages, depending on how, like what kind of situation he's in. So that can be annoying, but that's like long ways away. I would say for the first half of the game, Dagdar is one of your, if not your best combat unit, and then after that he gets like, he's like more like top 10 or top 20 or something. People do surpass him stat-wise, but
does he fall off?
If that's the language you understand, Mangs, then yes, he does fall off. I still think he's good enough for 5 stars because the level of like ridiculousness that he displays in this chapter and his rejoining chapter later is just so stupid. But yeah, he gets worse later, sure, but still good enough for 5 stars in my opinion.
Right now, he actually has a baseline 31% crit thanks to supports and skills. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
He also like murders an entire mansion of brigands later on.
Or they murder him, you know, it just kind of depends on who's playing.
That can happen if you're unlucky. Speaking of unlucky, I don't know. Here's Tanya. She's Dagdar's daughter. Recently got added into Heroes as well. I really like her art in that game.
All right.
And yeah, she's an archer. And well, you kind of know how archers work in the old school Fire Emblem games. They're not spectacular. But I will say, as far as an archer goes, Tanya is an interesting unit. At least she has a lot of speed. Like 8 AS is pretty good. Like it's a hell of a lot better than other archers in the series, like Volts, who like will never really be able to double much. Tanya actually doubles pretty reliably at base, which means that she can perform pretty reliable chip damage at base. And I think there is some merit to that, honestly. Yeah, she can't capture, she can't retaliate at 1 range. Her damage output is kind of pathetic, like 3-base strength, kind of shit. Doesn't really have any skills to speak of. And doesn't really have like any movement stars. She does have a follow-up critical modifier of 2, which is okay, but it's not like high enough to the point where you really start noticing it. Like, part of me like wants to rate Tanya like a 1-star unit because archers are bad, but I think I'm gonna like settle on 2 stars because I do think that the chip damage she provides can be sort of decent. And if you do put effort into Tanya, I actually went back and looked at my first Thracia Let's Play on the channel. I did actually train her and like promote her into a sniper. And once you do that, she can actually like kill things pretty reliably at 2 range. And there's some situations where that is kind of useful. But I don't think she's like any higher than 2 stars for sure.
Yeah, I just came off an Iron Man where someone offered to donate me money for like every time I leveled up a certain unit, and that unit ended up being Tanya per straw poll. I thought it was going to be Ronan or Marty, but it ended up being Tanya somehow, so that ended up being like the simp unit of the playthrough. And I gave her Paragon just to get more money.
Wow.
And I just leveled all the way to 2020, which is something I was never doing. She was super good, but obviously I was favoring her more than a little bit in that playthrough. I do think this is like a decent game to be an archer in compared to say FE7. FE7 is very much like you better have javelins, hand axes, and the ability to kill like a bunch of weak enemies on enemy phase. In Thracia, player phase combat is a little more important. A lot of the combat is more nuanced than stick markers into range of a bunch of enemies, and in those kind of situations, an archer can be very useful. There are some really good bows in this game that are available to the player, such as the Brave Bow. Tanya won't be able to use the Brave Bow when you get it right away, probably because her base bow rank is actually like hot ass. It's like E+10 or something. It just has nothing.
Yeah.
So it takes a while before she can use it, but once she can use it, it's pretty good. And it's not very light, but it does let her attack before the enemy counters if they even get to. Avoiding counters is of course always nice. It's not a very heavy enemy phase game, so you can protect your archers. You give supports to good units like Orson and Dagdar, so there are some redeeming factors there despite being an archer, which I think is pretty nice. I would say she's still like 2 stars overall, but at least she's available when she has some utility, so I don't mind her too much compared to like Volt and stuff.
Yeah, giving 10 hits, hit, avoid, crit, and crit avoid to Orson is actually pretty nice if you plan on using Orson a lot, which I will.
Yeah, I think it's mostly nice for his avoid for like long enemy phases when they do happen, because Orson can die if he faces like a million enemies. For hit, he generally doesn't need it for because of Puji. And I mean, crit, it doesn't really need more crit.
Nah.
But it can be nice sometimes. It depends.
You can save him up. Save him a Puji use, at least.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's true. You can use the Iron Axe more.
Alright, there's no one else to talk about, I think, that matters.
No, I don't think so either.
Alright, this guy. Marty Party, here we go.
Yay.
So yeah, Marty, he's the joke unit of this game, I think. I mean, like, 0 skill and speed at base. I don't really know what they were going for here. I think they just thought it'd be fun. Is he the first playable brigand in the series? I think he is.
I mean, unless you count like pirates, I think so.
Yeah. No, I guess that from like Dara's.
I can't remember any from Arcanea or anything, or like.
Me neither.
Before.
Yeah. So Marty, he's got a lot of strength. He's got a lot of build, or a lot of con, I guess, in this game. That's pretty much about it. His growth rates are awful. His base stats are awful. He struggles hitting things. Does he have any redeeming qualities? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he does. Like, you can give him Crusader Scrolls to boost his low growth rates, and, well, at least he has a lot of build, so he can kind of, like, maybe be a decent capture unit if you can give him some skill. Like, he will very easily reach 20 Constitution, and that allows him to capture a few units on indoor maps that your other units may struggle to do, but in order for him to actually capture, he needs a lot of help. He needs to get that skill and speed stat up. The only way to really reliably do that is to like put the Crusader Scrolls on him, which boosts those stats, but those are so valuable, you really want to use them on other units. So yeah, sure, I used Marty actually in my first playthrough, and he turned into like a beast of a warrior that capped like a lot of stats and like actually reached his HP cap. Like, Marty's like one of the few units in the game that can actually reach the HP cap of 80. Which is hilarious, but I don't, like, is it really worth it? I don't think so. He's great for memes, but he's a pretty shit unit. I don't think I'd give him any, like, lower than 2 stars, because he can still do stuff, and he can still tank and shit, but yeah, no, he's awful.
Yeah, Marty is definitely a meme unit. I think the most efficient way to use him is to get him to level 10 ASAP and then promote here, because the warrior promotion gains is like, gives him +6 skill and +6 speed, so he actually gets some defense boost from that. I think his strength is pretty good as well. His base strength is actually like pretty high for level 1 unit, 9, and then his growth is pretty ass too. Like his growths are all focused on HP and build for some reason. I think the best way to use Marty if you don't want to train him is to just use him in the early game to help with capturing, because you'll notice last chapter it happened a couple times too. Dagdar and Finn would capture an enemy, and then they would just hold the enemy, and while you're holding an enemy, your stats are still cut in half, as if you're rescuing someone.
Yeah.
And Marty can be used to take those enemies off of them, trade the weapons to someone else, and then let them go. And this way you don't have to use the turns of other more valuable units to do that. Like, you don't want Orson or Avel or Finn or something to spend their turn helping with capturing if you can use someone like Marty instead. So in a way, he helps you get more value out of those good units, which I think is, pretty good for the early game. It only lasts for like 3 or 4 chapters in the early game. After that, he's going to be gone for a little bit. When he comes back, you don't really need the kind of utility anymore. From there, he just ends up on the bench or like captured or something. I don't know, depends on what you want to do. There are some niche situations where Marty is useful. He saved one of my units in my Iron Man run. I will forever be grateful for that. I think if you want Marty to capture stuff, I don't think getting his skill and speed up is the best way to go about it, because when you think about it, capturing your stats get cut in half, so effectively every point of speed you gain, like that you work so hard for, is going to get cut in half, so it's like really inefficient. I think the best way to get him to capture stuff is to give him the Brave Axe and pray.
Yeah.
Hope he hits stuff, and it's like not very reliable. Just generally for capturing, I would stick to other units that don't have 0 in those stats. And if you want to like make him good, just promote him ASAP. Give him the steady scroll when you can, and hope that works. But generally, the best way to use him is just as a packing mule, basically.
Yep.
I would say he's worth somewhere between 1 and 2 stars when taken seriously. But I got a Marty party, so 2 stars.
Yeah, packed mule is a good description for him, honestly.
I mean, look at his face. That's what he is. Yay.
All right. So for this map, I'm going to send Leaf up north, together with Abel, to take down the boss, and I'm also gonna give the life ring to Leaf because it is honestly the best use of the life ring. This makes the monster escape sequence so much easier, because Leaf allows Leaf to take 1 to 2 extra hits, which is just really nice. I might even give him the defense ring. I haven't quite decided yet.
Yeah, I usually give the ear him or Aspel. Both of them are like pretty good. Depends on what you're trying to do. I think generally if you're gonna give one of them the life ring, I think the other one, the defense ring, is pretty good on too.
This guy has a vulneraries. I kind of want to cap. I want to capture like the.
Yeah. Did you move in Tanya? Yeah, good.
Yeah, I did. I wanna capture the brigands that has vulneraries on them.
Yeah, or elixirs, as modern games would call it.
Yeah, they're basically elixirs. So there's I think the hunter. No, this guy has a vulnerary on him and a hand axe.
Yeah.
I want that too. Like you need some axes for Dagdar and stuff. So and also like axes for Hoven.
So garbage, dude. Hand axe is so garbage. I don't know why people want these. I mean, Jazz is always bitching during matches. Like, I want to get a short lance for Karen. I want to get a hand axe for Dazzle. Like, those weapons are so garbage. Why do you want them? It's so bad. I mean, I don't mind if you do it, but it's like, why bother, dude?
I think it's more just due to the fact that you have a lot of axe users early on.
I guess, but you also have a lot of axes already.
You do, but like for example, Dagdar needs his iron axe.
Yeah, I agree with the iron axe. I just don't agree with the hand axe. I guess it's like just a habit of other games where you just want to have different weapons on people.
The hand axe is bad. I guess it's just like, kind of want to preserve the Pooji a little bit. So I'm gonna be using. That's a lie. I'm not gonna preserve it. I'm gonna use it like hell.
Just use the iron axe. It's not that many 2-range enemies anyway.
Maybe not.
At least the iron axe is like pretty good.
So yeah, by the way, in order to get the Gaiden chapter for this particular chapter, you gotta rescue all the villages, which is pretty easy to do.
I think actually to miss it, you have to destroy one of them. There was like a guy that did like a playthrough where he was trying to miss all the Gaiden chapters, and I think he ended up having to reset this chapter because he accidentally got the Gaiden anyway.
It's funny. I think there's actually like dialogue in this chapter. If one of the villagers get killed and you visit the other one, they tell you like you idiot or something, like you didn't get the Gaiden.
The upper right village always tells you you're an idiot. Because that's just the way that guy works.
Yeah, he doesn't like it because he's like, you're just making the bandits more angry. Stop it.
I mean, do I sound like an asshole if I've never seen that conversation?
No, that's the thing. Very few people have. Oh, but it's okay because charge.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you capture, he doesn't have charge anymore. Depends on their speed, of course.
Right, because he needs both more speed and more HP, right?
Yeah, I guess it might also be important to note that it has to, it measures this at the start of the combat round, so it doesn't matter how much they have after you hit them. It doesn't activate after the round. So right away when the battle starts, that's when it determines whether you're going to activate a cost or not.
Ah, okay, I see.
I think it's the same in FE4 with Noish.
Yeah, probably is. Come on, movement start.
Yeah, if you want to go really fast, you generally want to rescue Leaf with Finn to get up there, because you can see he's falling a little bit behind, but I don't know if you're trying to do that, because I know Finn already went to the right, so you can't really make up a whole lot of space for that.
Yeah, no, I think I just like to have Finn. I don't know, I always like to have Finn visiting this village, but
you can do that, but I think generally people make it there before I kill the boss too.
Yeah, I mean, I would have probably saved a turn had I just used Finn, but I want to use Leaf to recruit the unit up north, and then just send Abel to deal with the archers and kill the boss. I think that's how I tend to deal with this chapter.
That worked. I mean, now you can use Finn to capture that guy. I think Orson might not be too good at it, because I think Orson doesn't even have the rank for Brave Axe yet. He starts with E axes, I think.
Oh, wow. Finn actually... But it's okay, because of Brave Lance, he...
Yeah. He could miss, I guess.
I mean, he only has a bow, but I guess it's okay.
Oh yeah, the other guy at the vulnerary. It's fine. I remember there was like one character that needed a bow, but I kind of slipped. Oh right, Dagdar can use a good bow actually. You can even put Orson between him and trade over, or put Tanya between and trade over if you want.
Yeah, I'll just take it off him, and I'll make sure that Finn has like a bad lance, like a short lance.
Yeah, I don't generally bother taking the brave lance off of people, but I guess you could do that. I like to have like one bad lance on Finn because he gets into a situation later where he doesn't want to kill the enemies, but generally I don't really mind using the brave lance for whatever is necessary.
These pirates grow bolder by the day. Just recently I heard that a cleric fleeing Tara was taken prisoner by him. Mayhap you can help the poor dear, huh? Mayor, take this for your trouble. If you manage to find her, do send a word that she's alright.
Thank you.
Free stuff.
We'll see if we can find this cleric. Maybe she'll be useful.
I'm just reminded of that part where Martha's like, "Yeah, we'll certainly rescue her." That that FE1 Let's Play. I don't remember exactly what.
Yeah.
It's one of the lesser known lines. It's not like all of them or anything. So I don't expect you to remember. But it's something up to my mind.
Yeah, no.
I guess you always end up saving some kind of cleric girl somewhere.
Yep, it's a common thing to do,
Damsels in distress. Kaga did it first.
I mean, it works. It works. It's a good plot point design. All right, Finn level up. Let's go.
Yeah. Growths are not that good.
Strength, skill.
Okay, never mind.
That's a pretty good Finn.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So yeah, I think anyone above 10 con, right? They get
They slow him down, yeah.
They get slowed down. So what do we have? I think Orson can probably take that. So right. Oh wow. Okay.
You can take the weapons if you want and then take them off with Marty or something.
Yeah.
Although Marty would like an Iron Axe as well. So if Marty can reach Finn, it actually would have been better to have him do it. Because now you can't trade an Iron Axe to him, but whatever. He's not going to attack anything anyway.
He'll be okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
So we'll send... You can actually walk over the villages, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, can you walk all the way? Like, go up from there?
I think so.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. It's going to fall behind
Not as good a time as any to find out. Alright, here we go, memes.
Yes! Yes!
Ronan! Stop! Ronan!
Ma, I can't stay out of this any longer. I'll go and fight alongside... Oh, you must be with the Free Blades. I want to join y'all! I'm good enough with a bow, and I can get around pretty fast. I won't hold you back none.
But you've never been in a real fight like this before. You're that eager to leave your mother alone in this world?
That don't matter none. Every battle is someone's first, right? Guess this'll be mine. I mean, maybe you can stand holding up here and waiting to die, but I sure can't. And he goes. I like how Leaf doesn't even say anything. He's literally, okay, I guess.
You can come, I guess. Conscripted.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So, yeah, say hello to Ronan the meme. I theorized that one night a Thracia developer was inserting code into the game and he was very tired, and then he swapped around strength and magic values in the sheet.
I disagree with that so much.
And he was like, well, okay, I guess I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, because his magic is much higher than his strength, right? As you can see by his base stats.
I mean, yeah, but he didn't fuck up the base stats, only the growth means.
Okay, it's only the important part, okay.
So yeah, Ronan's a bit of a weird character. Maybe like one of the strangest characters in the series. He is a archer with 55% magic growth and a 15% strength growth. It's really strange. We forgot to mention, or I forgot to mention in the last part, that in Thracia, magic doubles as your resistance. It's like the same stat.
I mentioned it somewhere, I know that.
Kind of similar to how like the special stat worked in Gen 1 of Pokemon, like it's both for offense and defense. So this means that basically you can treat Ronan as having a 55% resistance growth because magic doesn't really have any offensive applications for archers. There's no magic bows in this game, no shining bow. If there were, Ronan would actually be pretty good. So yeah, he's like I guess you could say he's a mage killer. At least he doesn't take that much damage from magic once you get his going. Like he does start with 0 base res, but it will grow pretty quickly if you do put some effort into him. Kind of like Tanya, he's an archer, so he has all the same weaknesses as she does. He has a little bit less speed than her. He does have higher base strength, but Tanya will actually like outgrow him in that department thanks to her higher strength growth. What Ronan has, which makes him really interesting, is he starts with 1 extra point of movement, and he also has 3 movement stars. So this means that Ronan has a 15% chance to get another action at the end of the turn, which there's definitely some useful, like you can almost rely on it, like almost, like you'll see it happening a lot. He also comes with Adapt, which means that he'll, like, as his speed grows, when he's really fast, he has a really high speed growth, he'll attack a lot of times, and that's kind of nice. Now, he kind of front loads his movements, because when he promotes to Sniper, he doesn't get the +1 move that that Tanya gets. So you can treat him as an archer that like gets his movement before promotion rather than after it.
It's like a mini pre-promote.
Here's your pre-promote, yeah! Ronan is a meme. If you put effort into him, he's certainly an interesting unit, but like he's kind of bad. 2 out of 5 stars. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun to give him Crusader Scrolls and turn him into a monster. It really is.
I love Ronan so much. Okay, so first of all, he does have a 3% move growth, which is higher than most people, but it's actually the same as Leaf and Laura, for example. They also have 3, but most people have 1 or 2%. So that is the main difference. It's not very huge, but you can see it go up. So I guess I'll just tell the story because it's gonna get out there anyway. So my first Thracia Iron Man I ever did was like one of my oldest Let's Plays on my channel. And Ronan somehow grew movement on his first level up. Like I was just randomly attacking a parrot with him. I didn't even want to feed him a kill or anything, but it ended up happening. So it just grew movement. I was like, okay, cool, that can happen. And he did it again later on. And he just became one of the most iconic members of that playthrough. And ever since, it's been a meme. It's not the playthrough I'm most proud of because it's not the greatest in production value, but it is pretty iconic because it just got me into Ronan. Now I just use him every time because he's just so much fun to use. Like every time he just gets a movement star, or he just add up something, or he crits something, or he levels up movement, it's just so heartwarming to see. He was one of the least notable characters for me throughout like all of the series because he just doesn't have that many lines. Like everything you just saw is basically his entire repertoire when it comes to lines.
Yep.
But man, I love this guy so much for that reason. I will admit he's not super great. I do think his combat is salvageable, just like everyone's thinks it's salvageable. And as I said in Tanya's entry, this is a pretty fine game to be an archer in if you're gonna, be an archer. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone in general, but if you're gonna be an archer, because like the 2 range is useful. It's not that enemy phase heavy. He gets supported by Leaf, so he gets 10 extra hits, avoid crit and crit avoid. But the low luck will be kind of annoying in other games where you're like constantly in threat of getting crit. But when you're an archer, you don't get counterattack much to begin with. You don't get attacked very much to begin with. And you can use the Crusader Scroll to make up for it. So that kind of weakness doesn't really matter. I think the thing about the drunk devs that like switch up strength and magic growth, I think the idea with Ronan was just they wanted to be a mage killer. Mm-hmm. They wanted to into magic, and that's really it. That's like the main explanation, I think. But his low strength is kind of deceptive because even though it's like sure the stat doesn't look very good, but again you get access to the Brave Bow later on, and that does let him one round stuff if you really need him to. You can also use the Killer Bow. His pursuit critical isn't great, it's only 1, so it's not very reliable at critting, but the Leaf support can make it happen every once in a while. And between crit and adapt, he does have like reasonably good chances of one-shotting, and he usually shouldn't. Yeah, he does need a lot of work to make him good, and I put it in him every time, but I'll admit it's not for everyone. I will also gladly give him a reasonable 2 out of 5. There are worse units, a couple of them, but there's also many better ones, so yeah, 2 stars out of 5.
Yep. But who knows? We'll see. If we get a movement level up on him, maybe we'll actually use him.
Bro, you promised to use him. I'm out of here.
So actually, one thing I actually think is kind of funny to do with Ronan is to just move him up here.
Is that the guy with the vulnerary? He's going to heal himself if you do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to attack. I'm just going to wait.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Because if he's on the spot that he started on, he's like +5 defense and you don't attack him. For some reason, you're like afraid of Ronan. So you kind of have to go in the forest. Yeah,
I'm going to go in the forest here. And I think... Oh, actually, wait. Does Leaf have his life brand equipped?
He
yes,
might.
He does.
It's fine, though, because you need Leaf to get some kills on one. You've been going pretty fast turn count-wise, but you do want some kills on Leaf.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And here we go. Reinforcements.
It sounds like they're splashing their way in there.
It is a hilarious song. It's like splash, splash,
It reminds
splash.
me of like people stepping into a swimming pool or something. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. That's actually pretty good.
I mean, win-win. Whether they went for Ronan or Leaf, it was fine either way. He doesn't two-shot, though.
No, he doesn't, because bandits have a little bit of rest in this game, which is a bit annoying.
Yeah, I like how you have like 3 characters here that like almost all of them support each other, but you put them like all outside of each other's ranges. Incredibly good.
Yeah.
Alright, Ronan, see, he doubles at base level. He's a good character.
He does double at base level. It's actually pretty nice.
To be fair, the enemies here are trash.
They are. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of experience on Halvan. Or maybe, I guess...
On a good unit, maybe? I don't know.
Ocean can go up and deal with these guys.
Let's go to the ocean.
Yeah. I don't think he has a vulnerary on him though, so I guess I mean maybe Finn can like capture one. I'm just thinking like it's a little bit of extra experience that I can get. I'm not gonna like spend a lot of time fighting him. I could get a vulnerary maybe.
It is nice to have Finn at level 10 before chapter 9, because then you can promote and help capturing the boss in chapter 9.
Mm-hmm.
9? 8. I think 8 actually is when he needs to be promoted. And when you're playing Paragon mode, that does take a little bit of dedication. So
Halvin can no wait, he cannot move over rivers. Never mind.
nope, he's not a pirate. He's a gentle manly fighter.
Mm-hmm. So I think I'm gonna send like Ocean over to deal with these guys.
I like having Orson and like some kind of a choke point and Tanya behind him for support.
Yep, that's what I was gonna do.
And then Dagdar can also get supported by Tanya if that's necessary.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I guess I'll just go with Abel and just deal with Bucks.
I think he sees in 3 turns from here, right?
2 actually, if I move leave up, I think. You have any idea who you're dealing with? I'm the Bucks, a beast born from a life at sea.
Looks like you got lucky enough that this boss gets to appeal with a flame sword. Sometimes he has a little more HP or magic. Oh, nice crit.
You'll regret this someday. I deserve to die at sea.
Oh, rip deep character.
Oh wow, almost getting a level up on Abel. Woo woo.
Yeah, it's kind of close with trash.
Oh right, you're right. I can't. Yeah, no, I'll see in 3 turns. Yeah. But this is.
Check where's the vulnerary. One of these helps is a vulnerary, and they'll use it if they're below half health. Yeah, this guy. So you don't want to attack that guy.
Actually, if I attack him with if I attack him with Ronan, I can. But the question.
Yeah, Ronan actually kills him.
Ah, he can even go out of his range, but that will block Leaf. So.
I mean, Leaf can reach in 3 turns either way. Like whether you go left or right, or like stay behind by 1 square. I think.
Yeah, but this is the only like the thing is I can attack with Ronan. Oh, he kills, doesn't he?
Ronan kills, yeah, in 2 hits, and he doubles, yeah, and he also has Adam, so not very likely to not kill. He also kills that guy. But the point I'm making is, if Leaf has to hold back by 1 square, he can still seize in 3.
Sure. I mean, like, but don't we want to attack with Leaf this turn?
Well, if you attack that guy with Leaf now, he doesn't kill, because he has a vulnerary, so he's going to heal himself.
Alright, well, I guess I'll just move up then.
Yeah, and like my hope is that the Hunter will attack Leaf again, get himself weakened to the point where he can kill. Hopefully in a position where you can seize the next turn.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. I also think it's not a big deal if Ronan's in range of both Hunters, because they don't kill him.
Uh-oh. Nah, it's
They're
okay.
very weak.
Forest gives some decent defense in this game, which is nice.
They give like 2, I think. It's pretty insane.
Yep.
I guess it's got a flaying every 12 where they give 0. It's super annoying.
Yeah, one of the things I really hate about the new Fire, like one of the things that annoy me about like Fates and Awakening is that forests only give like 10 of away. That's like one of the things I always miss about the old school Fire Emblem games.
It's a very precarious balance, because if you make terrain too good, you can just camp on it too easily and just trivialize enemy phases.
Okay, if I just go here, get the kill to Leaf, then I can seize on the next turn.
Can you not kill from close range and save life brand cubes that way? Still seize next turn? You have 6 move, right?
Alright, I don't know.
Move,
it's done now.
Move. Skill. Alright, that works. Yeah, you could have used an iron sword instead, but whatever.
Alright, so this is kind of when, let's check how dangerous these guys are now. They do 17, so they hit him pretty hard.
Without dying, generally. Unless the other guy has like more attack than the first guy. But I know at least one of them has a hand axe.
Does these guys have like 3 move?
No, the beach is slowing them down.
Ah, okay. So if we put Ocean like right here, he should be able to kill both these guys with an iron axe.
Can you reach the forest?
He can actually, but then Tanya won't.
No, well, the forest is worth more avoid than Tanya is anyway. He has wrath, so as long as he hits, it's gonna be fine. If he does use a Fuji, he can even more hit.
Sure, but I think the iron axe works fine here.
Yeah.
You lot just had to play heroes, didn't you? Now this whole village will be razed by the pirates in revenge.
Had to play heroes.
Fire Emblem Heroes.
They'll make one big bloody example out of us. What are we supposed to do?
How can you say something so cruel, brother? These people are putting their lives on the line for us. You got the nerve to complain?
You're too naive. The pirates would have killed a few of us, sure, but they had no reason to hunt down everybody, except these idiots couldn't leave well enough alone.
I'm sorry about my brother. He wasn't always like this. By way of apology, take this magic trinket. Not sure what he does, but maybe it'll be of some use to you. It's about time somebody showed those pirates what it's like to fight for their lives for a change. You get a speed ring, which also probably will give to Leaf.
If people are gonna make memes for this playthrough, you better use that one for memes. You people just had to play heroes, didn't you? That is too perfect to just leave there, right there.
That is actually hilarious, yeah.
I can tell you right now, Marty's not going to get a kill here. I guess you could say for Braveland's use? I don't know.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea, yeah.
I'm honestly, I'm very surprised to hear you had an idea to begin with.
So one thing we didn't mention is the weapon triangle is not very severe in this game. It's practically like non-existent. It gives 5% hit and avoid, unlike FE4 is 20%. I actually don't mind this as much as I thought I would. It's kind of nice to not be constantly limited by your weapon type.
Yeah. People, they just had to play heroes and think weapon triangle was all that matters.
Yeah, I'm playing a hack now called Souls of the Forest, which has like a weapon triangle on steroids, and I gotta admit, it's not always that fun.
I think we talked about weapon triangle before on like one of the slower episodes of like some Let's Play we're doing. Where I think we both just end up saying like we just don't like it that much anymore as a mechanic because it just makes people feel clever about themselves. For like, yay, sword beats axe. I'm so clever. I win rock paper scissors against enemies that proclaim which weapon they pick. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's not very interesting. I like more diverse ways to differentiate units than just weapon types.
It is nice to actually be able to use a sword against an axe and not just always be punished and miss all the time. It's more of a limited, like it's a very limiting gameplay feature.
I think so too. Ooh, strength.
Oh,
that's so good on him.
Wow,
So good
that is
so good.
That is a
Like,
really good level.
Every point of strength for Orson is like 2 points of damage.
Yeah.
All the time. It's actually more because
Basically.
he doubles and shit.
Yeah, one point of strength can be like 4 extra points of damage, really.
For most enemies, it won't matter probably, but hey, it's there.
All right.
Yay, kills. Hey, I thought you said kills. It's not a kill.
Okay, fine, Tanya. Set up a kill for Ronan.
She's gonna crit. I'm just calling it now.
5% crit. She has a follow-up critical modifier of 2, so that's 10% crit on the secondary attack.
Dude, I was hitting a guy that needs to crit with Tanya very late in the game. She had 96% chance to do it. She just didn't crit. She just hit the guy that didn't crit. It's like, what? RNG, please.
There you go.
Crit.
So Ronan gets supported by Leaf, I think. That's the only one he gets supported from.
Yes, that's the case. There's like a lot. Leaf supports like a lot of loner guys that just get support from like one person.
Boogie.
He also just supports a lot of people that just don't attack. He supports like 3 staff users.
Really?
It's like, wait, thanks, bro.
Really? He supports like staff users?
Yeah, he supports Safi and Tina, and I think no one.
Oh, really? Huh.
Maybe even Sarah, actually. It's very weird. Like, a lot of people talk about Leaf as like, wow, 10 supports Prunus and Carnage, but then a lot of them, like, he supports Miranda, and then, like, Dasin, like, who uses him, and then...
Yeah, who uses that nerd?
Okay, he does actually support Lenoan and Sarah and Tina and Safi, all the staff spammers. And like,
really?
staffs can miss in this game, but supports don't help with that, so there's no real point to it.
Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that. Alright, let me, grab that hand axe.
So bad. Remember when your health and died, you didn't notice?
That was one of the more annoying deaths for sure. Okay, so we got in all the villages.
It was so infuriating to watch.
Yeah, I didn't realize his axe could break. Alright, that's chapter 2 dealt with in 6 turns.
Again, like I think like 2 turns above the minimum, so workable.
Lord Leaf, I presume? And you are? Augustus, at your service. I'm a priest of Bragi on a pilgrimage. Is there something you need from me? With respect, I don't have time to spare on talk.
Alright,
Neither do I. I take you're headed for the Corsair Isles to nip the pirate threat in the bud? Indeed, if we leave them be, it's only a matter of time until the scum attacks Is again. Besides, I hear they're also keeping a cleric captive there. I see. In that case, allow me to be your navigator. I can guide you to the Isles. What? Why would a priest know the way to the Corsair Isles? This old man has many surprises left in him yet, I'll tell you that much. Still, the decision is yours.
And the decision isn't yours, because this is not one of those choiceless games.
You don't get to choose. This is the Fire Emblem 7 where you can skip the guidance chapters. Alright.
It's short and sweet.
Yeah, story's not very long in this part, but it's salvageable, I think. It's cool.
It doesn't need to be long, it just gets the point across.
Yep, yeah. It's kind of like in Shadow Dragon where it's, you know, less is more. It's an art style that Fire Emblem tends to forget these days.
I remember.
Alright, well, join us next time as we get introduced to Thracia Fog.
Yay! It's okay, I know the way. I can be your navigator.
And we are totally getting that killing edge.
Oh, no. Right, hold, no. I am not giving you a safe way to do it either.
Bye.
Bye.